One of the most common queries that I get all the time is that Nidhi, nobody is willing to sponsor a visa. How is it that I can then move abroad? And in today's video, I will give you one such solution where you don't need anyone to give you any kind of job, any kind of sponsorship. We'll also talk about why employers are hesitant to give you sponsorship, so it gives you a little bit of insight into what really goes behind the process of sponsoring employees. Hello and namaste, my name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about the most common pathway that people take when they cannot get sponsorship. This particular pathway is called the job seeker visa, and a lot of countries have been signing up for it. The latest entrant to this particular pathway is Sweden. In November 2022, they launched their job seeker visa. A few months ago, when they were first discussing the idea of getting a job seeker visa in, they did not have a lot of rules or policies or procedures around it. But obviously a little bit of time has passed, and since then they've come up with a lot of rules and frameworks. I can tell you that it is definitely one of the easiest job seeker visas to get. The process is very simple, the eligibility is very simple. If you meet the criteria, you go and apply, and that's about it. What I also love about this whole thing is that you can do the whole application online. You don't have to go into an embassy, you don't have to take an appointment. You know how typical visa appointments work, right? I mean, when you look at countries like US where the visa appointments are available for say 3 or 5 years from now, you don't want to get stuck in that rut. And I like the fact that Sweden is more practical and they have initiated a whole online process for this. I also like the fact that this job seeker visa is not just for job. Even if you're an entrepreneur and you don't have a lot of money to invest, you don't want to go through the investor route, so to say, which a lot of countries offer. But it's highly expensive because you put in a lot of investment upfront, and not a lot of us have that kind of money, or even if we have it, not something that I would want to put in personally. So I do think that this job seeker visa that Sweden offers has a little bit of an edge over others that are offering it, because it also allows you to go in and see if you want to do a business from there. Now, this is not for somebody who has studied in Sweden and is looking for employment. If you are in that category, I recommend that you go to the website and find the appropriate visa. There's a separate visa for that. This is for people who have no relation to Sweden, who don't live there, who've not studied there. Well, this is a job seeker visa. Who's gonna give us the job? Well, hold your horses, because I'll tell you what, the government already has a portal for jobs. So if you're looking for jobs, then you can start doing your application right from home where you are right now. There are more than 1 lakh jobs. I recently went and checked it. The only drawback of that website is that it is in Swedish. So there is no option on the website itself, but if you have a translator, I think those kind of extensions are easily available if you're using Chrome, or if you are an iPhone user like me, or if you use Mac, again, you can get that translate option. So that's easily available. I just want to put it out there that the website itself is not available in English, and they mention it everywhere also that you'll have to use the translate option. But of course, the jobs are mostly for foreigners, and that's why they're targeting English speaking foreigners. If you're asking me what's the website name, wrong person to ask, because I'm not gonna even take a chance in terms of pronouncing it. I'm gonna be terrible and I don't want to butcher it. It starts with an A, I think, but I could be completely wrong. So I'm gonna leave the link in the description box or on the screen somewhere. I'm sure you're already seeing it, and just use the translate option, and that's it. All the jobs will come up in English. Now, if you're wondering, why is it that employers don't want to give me sponsorship? Well, first of all, after pandemic, it has become a problem because you know how a lot of travel plans were halted during the pandemic. I have seen that a lot of employers are still not out of that burden. They still feel that, oh my God, you live really far. I don't know when your work visa is going to come. I don't know how long it'll take. I don't know when you'll be able to travel. Also, playing the devil's advocate here, I truly understand their position because a lot of countries have delays in visa processing. So this particular visa, this job seeker visa, only expedites the process because you go in with a job seeker visa, you go to Sweden. You can obviously align your interviews before you go, so that's completely fine. Go in, interview, and once they like you, it's an easy switch. So they don't have to wait for say 2-3 months for you to get a visa appointment and then go through the whole visa processing. They know that if they take you on, that you're easily available and you're actually available to go in and start working immediately. So that is the biggest reason why employers are not willing to sponsor. Actually, sponsorship is not even their concern. The employers are okay to sponsor as long as they know what timeline or what time frame you'll be coming in. That has a lot of ambiguity right now because, like I said, a lot of countries have delays in visa processing. I'm sure you've seen Australia, Canada, US, UK, a lot of countries in Europe, say Germany, France, have been putting out data saying, they're trying to reduce the backlog but that's not happening at a pace that we want. And that's why many employers are just not willing to take the risk. So it's not like they don't want to sponsor you a visa. They're obviously happy to take you on if you're a foreigner and you fit their requirement. They're absolutely more than happy. They're welcoming you Shah Rukh Khan style, but because there's a lot of ambiguity in terms of when you will actually be able to arrive, or when you'll actually get your visa, that's the chance that employers don't want to take. So now that we understand the rationale behind why, a job seeker visa would give you a better competitive edge as opposed to just being in your home country, let's talk about the eligibility requirements of the Swedish job seeker visa. The first and actually the most important and the only eligibility requirement that they have is that you must have an advanced level qualification. That would mean masters and above. But that could also mean a professional degree, which means that if you're professionally licensed in a particular field, say a CACS, that I am a CA, I'm a CPA, CISA, I should not have a problem in applying for this particular visa because I have a professional license, even though I just have a bachelor's and not a master's. To me, that was the best part about this whole job seeker visa, the fact that, you have your bachelor's, and then whether you have a master's or not, you're still not stuck as long as you have some professional licensing going for you. Obviously, if you have a master's or a PhD, go ahead, blindly apply. No biggie at all. But if you don't have that, I just wanted to point out that there is an option for professional licensing also. The other criteria are actually very simple. You must be actually interested in moving to Sweden and looking for a job or starting a business there. You must have money to cover yourself while you're there. You must also have a comprehensive insurance plan, just that if anything happens, there is coverage and you can get the help that you need. Also, you must have a passport that's valid. And most importantly, currently you must be out of Sweden. From here, the process is rather simple. You just need digital copies of everything. So when you go to the website, there is an application form. There's a link. You just click on that. That's the application form that you need to go to. Of course, fill it to the best of your ability. Please do not lie. You do not want to lie on such application, like on this paperwork. No taking chances at all, please. Put in your passport information, put in your educational information as well. You'll need to scan in digital copies of your degrees. Then your transcripts, your bank statement, your health insurance. You also need to give them consent so that they're able to contact your higher education institute just in case they need any information. And lastly, pay the fee. Keep in mind if you've studied a degree that wasn't taught in English, or if your official transcripts or your documents are not in English or Swedish, you will have to get it officially translated. So that will entail a little bit more work. So just so that you can buffer and have a bandwidth for it, just wanted to put that out there as well. Once you send them all your paperwork, they will then take a decision. You will get the permit for anywhere between 3 to 9 months. So it could be 3, it could be 6, 5, 4, 8, 7, whatever. But of course, it will be 3 or more or 9 or less. Now to note one of the most important things, you do not have to wait for this visa to come for you to apply a job. I have seen most people succeeding in getting interviews when they mention that, oh, my job seeker visa is already in progress, so I thought, let me just apply for jobs. That shows you to be a serious candidate. That also shows that you are on track, you're getting the paperwork sorted out yourself, and you really have strength and mental courage in yourself to move. You have the will to do it. And honestly, most employers look for that. They're not waiting for somebody to just be sitting there lazing around hoping that, oh, somebody's gonna come and hire me. Because let's be real, no dreams come true like that. They're looking for somebody who's actively following up on their own case. This is your career, you have to drive it. So once you put this process into motion, after this, I would recommend go onto their job portal and start applying for jobs. You can do that right now as well. There is no harm in it, but you will better your chances if you start applying for this job seeker visa as well. But if you don't have the financial capacity, that's fine too. You can start applying for jobs from your home itself. If you are interested, there's a service that we provide where we start looking for jobs for you. We do end-to-end job applications for you. So we do your resume, LinkedIn, and scan jobs for you everywhere, wherever we think you'll be a good fit. I personally do all of that. So all the back-end work, I can do that for you. And I'll take the load of moving abroad off from you. I'll make this a super smooth process. So if you are interested in that service, I'll leave a link to the Google Doc or the form that we have currently running. You can also go to my website and find the form there, fill it up. The first call is free. So just put in as much information as you can so that we can analyze your information and then we can have a conversation about how to best structure the pathway for you. On that note, this amazing video has come to an end. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button down below. Let me know if you're applying for the Swedish job seeker visa. Also, let me know what else would you like to see on my channel. It's lovely to see you guys virtually here. I'm always reading your comments, always taking notes. So please make sure you keep that coming. I promise to see you in my next video. Until then, stay safe. Namaste.